There are several changes to the Advanced Opportunities Statute that will go into effect for the 2018-2019 school year. The first change being the definition of overload courses. And this is outlined in Senate Bill 1292. You can use the QR code to go directly to the Senate bill language. And the definition of overload courses has changed a little bit in the past, but this change will definitely change the way that you count overload courses, particularly those that are taken in the summertime. So the definition of an overload course now is any class that is over 12 credits and taken outside of the regular school day. So again, if it's a class that a student takes during their regular course schedule, if it's something they do fourth period, if it's something they do first period, we don't count those as overload courses. Now, if it's a class that a student takes 0 hour over the summertime and perhaps after school, then those are considered overload. So what we're looking for again is something over 12 credits and outside of the regular school day. This change was put into place particularly to be more inclusive of students who were taking seminary, because what would happen is they would be excluded from funding for summer courses. And so now that's going to open up a little more wiggle room for them to receive that funding for any classes that they take over the summertime. The next change, and this is pretty substantial, particularly in areas outside of taxing districts for community colleges, but it's this: students who use Fast Forward funding do not need to fill out a certificate of residency. Now, that'll be a huge lift. What will happen is county of residency will still be tracked in the portal. Counselors and advanced opportunities designees will still need to make sure that that information is accurate, because what's going to happen is now our office will go ahead and send the funds for out-of-district tuition directly to the colleges and universities without going through the county. And since we're not going through the county, the certificate of residency is not needed, because the program, Advanced Opportunities, and the Fast Forward dollars, they're intended to go to all students in Idaho. So that can be found in Senate Bill 1292. The last piece of the funding, of Advanced Opportunities, and this is quite a substantial change, but it has to do with this. A student who has earned 15 post-secondary credits using the Advanced Opportunities program and who wishes to earn additional credits must first identify his or her post-secondary goals. Advisors shall counsel any student who wishes to take dual credit courses that the student should ascertain whether or not those credits will transfer. Ultimately, what we're trying to get at is this: if the student has used funds for 15 classes or for 15 credits, then somebody needs to sit that student down and have a conversation with that student about how they plan on matriculating into their post-secondary plans. Essentially, how are those credits going to transfer? What kind of degree do they plan on pursuing? What kind of job and career do they plan on having? And how all the courses that they're taking is wrapped into their goals after high school. So we want to make sure that students are not going into these classes blindly. We want to make sure that we are diligent with taxpayer dollars. And then there are certainly resources that are available to help school districts and colleges navigate this. A very natural place for this to occur is when you go over the student's 4-year learning plan. So the learning plans, again, those need to be revised every single year for students. And so when you're doing that revision, that's a great place to have this conversation. College and career advisors can certainly play a role in helping students navigate this process. And then there are also a lot of resources from the colleges and institutions and universities. They have available college and career advisors both on the dual credit side and on the college side that can help assist with this. So if you have a student who has 25 dual credits, you can certainly get them into an appointment with a college advisor at a college or university and have them do the advising as well, so that that student gets the best information that they can to move on. So those are the three big changes related to advanced opportunities. Again, change in overload definition. We're taking out the certificate of residency, and then this piece on advising.